Dear children, welcome to the session. The lesson we have discussed that is matter around us, pure. So in the last session we discussed about what is meant by the pure substance. So generally the purity means if there is no adulteration is there means we can tell it as its pure substance. But in the point of scientist view, he explained that pure substance means all constituent particles are same. If all constituent particles are same means we can tell it as it's a pure substance. For example, you can take the sugar. So in that sugar, the constituent particles, everything is same, no? So we can tell it as sugar is a pure substance. And we can take milk. So in milk, what are the constituent particles are there? Water is there, protein is there, vitamins is there. So it's having the different constituent particles. So we can tell it as milk is not a pure substance. And today we are going to discuss about the compound and the mixtures. First we will discuss about the compound followed by the mixtures. First, the point of purity, the matter can be classified into two major types. One is pure substance and another one is impure substance. So that impure substance can be also known as mixtures, and the pure substance can be classified into two major types. One is elements and another one is compound. So what is meant by elements? So the elements means it cannot be broken into simpler substance. For example, we can tell it as metals or non-metals. So these metals or non-metals cannot be broken into simpler substance. So example, copper. So what is the symbol for copper? Cu. So it's a metal. And oxygen, O. Hydrogen, H. So these elements cannot be broken into simpler substance. Why? Because of it is a metals or non-metals. And next is compounds. So compounds means it's have the fixed composition, and it can be broken into elements. So the compound can be broken into elements, but the element cannot be broken into the simpler substance. So what are the methods can be used to break the compounds? Yes, by chemical reaction or electrochemical reaction. You can take water. So what is the formula for water? H2O. So by electrolysis method we can separate, we can break the elements. Yes, hydrogen, oxygen, it can be separated. And sugar. So the sugar formula is C6H12O6. So in that the carbon, hydrogen and oxygen can be break. And salt. For example, common salt, sodium chloride. The symbol for common salt is, that is sodium chloride, the symbol is NaCl. So by chemical reaction we can separate the Na plus and Cl minus ions. And impure substance, that is mixtures, it can be classified into two major types. One is homogeneous, and another one is heterogeneous. So the homo means the term homo means it's having same phase, that is uniform composition is there. So example, water, when we add sugar in water, or when we add sugar in alcohol, or when we add water in alcohol, or when we add salt in water. So these are all homogeneous mixtures. You can see the single phase is there. We can't able to see the different particles. It's having the uniform composition. And heterogeneous, hetero means different. It's non-uniform composition. So example is sand plus sugar. When we mix it means you can see the non-uniform composition. You can see the sugar particles is also there and sand particles is also there. It's a heterogeneous mixture. And water and oil. If you mix water and oil, there is no uniform composition is there. So water will be in a separate layer and oil it will be in the separate layer. So we can tell it as this one as heterogeneous mixtures. And next, elements. So elements means nothing but it is a pure substance. It cannot be split into two or more substances. It is known as elements. So these elements can be classified into three major types. One is metals, non-metals, and metalloids. So metals having the properties, it's malleable, ductile, and it's a good conductor of heat. And these metals we can tell it as it's having the electropositive character. It's having the electropositive character. So electropositive character means it's having the tendency to lose electron. It's having the tendency to lose electrons. For example, you can take sodium, Na. Sodium is a metals. So what is the valency for sodium? +1. So the sodium, for sodium, the atomic number it will be 11. It's having how many electrons, children? 11 electrons. So it can lose 1 electrons. If it's lost 1 electron means it will become 10. 10 means it will be 2,8. So 2,8 means it's stable. If the sodium is lost 1 electron means it will become the stable. And you can see the copper. So the copper, the symbol for copper is Cu and the valency for copper is 2. So if the copper it will lose 2 electrons means it will become the stable. So the metals are having the electropositive character. Electropositive character means it will tendency to lose the electrons. So the example we can tell it as copper, gold. So what is the symbol for gold? AU. And what is the symbol for iron? Fe. So these are all, we can tell it as metals. And it's having the malleable and ductile. So malleable means it will drawn into thin sheets. Ductile means it can be drawn into thin wire. And next is metalloids. So metalloids means it's having the property of metals and non-metals. That is known as metalloids. Metalloids means it's having both metals and non-metal properties. So example for metalloids is silicon. So the silicon formula is Si, and boron formula is B, and arsenic formula is As. So these metalloids, it can be used in semiconductors. So these metalloids can be used in semiconductors. And next is non-metals. So non-metals, it's having the property as non-malleable. Non-malleable means it cannot be drawn into thin sheets. And non-ductile. Non-ductile means it cannot be drawn into thin wire. And it's a bad conductor of heat. So the example for sulfur is S. That is sulfur. And oxygen. So these are all the examples for non-metals. So the symbol for sulfur is S and for oxygen is O. So these non-metals are electronegative character. Electronegative character. So electronegative character means it will tendency to gain electrons. It will have the tendency to gain electrons. So metals means it's having the tendency to lose electrons because it's having the electropositive character. But non-metals means it's electronegative character. Electronegative character means it's having the tendency to gain electrons. So for example, sulfur, the formula is S. So the valency for sulfur, it will be 2 minus. It will gain 2 electron means the sulfur is stable. And oxygen, so oxygen valency is 2. If it will gain 2 electron means it will become stable. So these are all the classifications of elements, that is metals, metalloids and non-metals. Next, we are going to discuss about the compounds. So what is meant by compounds? So the compounds means it is a pure substance. Compounds, it's a pure substance made up of 2 or more elements combined chemically in a definite ratio. So compound, it is made up of pure substance and it's combined with 2 or more elements in a fixed ratio, that is known as compounds. Okay children, see you on next session.